Welcome back to the Primal Handyman channel. Today I'm working on a Polaris Ranger 900 XP. The issue with it is it's got a misfire at times, and I took the injectors out. I knew it was an injector because it had good spark, it had decent compression, and I traded the injectors in the mistraded cylinders. I took the injectors out. I went over to the table and just banged them on the table and put them back in, and it went back to running on both cylinders. So I know it has at least one bad injector. Well, about a year ago or so, I don't know, someone before me had worked on it and not got all the bolts back in the intake, and it popped off, and I guess when it did, it backfired and caused a little bit of an engine fire and melted the injectors. So put some Chinese injectors in it that the customer got. And then everything was fine. Put it all back together, new intake and all, put it all back on. It's been a year. Now it's starting these tricks where it misfires every now and then. I've checked it out a little bit. I'll talk about how would you know if it was the injector. Well, I already did that a little bit, but if you basically, if it's running bad and it's got a miss, you can unplug the injectors. They're right here one at a time and see which cylinder it is, or pull a spark plug wire one at a time, see which cylinder it is. Then you can narrow it down. Is it engine compression? Is it spark? Or is it a fuel injector issue? So if you narrow it down to a fuel injector issue, what I found is just take the injectors and take them out and tap on the floor of the table, put them back in, fire the thing up. They're real easy. I'll show you. Yep. All you need is a 20 Torx, and there's 2 screws here on the intake. It's a Ranger XP. It's just a kind of a workhorse a guy uses to check his cows and do other stuff, and I'm just helping him work on it. They're really like working on a little motorcycle. They're not very hard. And basically you just take that screw out, and then there's one on the other side. It's right here. I've done quite a bit of work to this thing, so it just seems like it's always something with it. Take that screw out. Banging the camera around. And go ahead and unplug your fuel injectors out of here. At this point, I'm gonna go hang the camera back up. But basically, you get the picture. The fuel injectors go in here, and they go in the rail here. You just unplug them and replace them. It'd probably help if you put a little lubricant on the O-rings. Help them slide in, just something. Doesn't really matter what, they're just O-rings. And they just kind of push down in. And then this thing here, your fuel rail, it has the gasoline in it. And you want to be kind of careful because now you got gasoline all over the place. It kind of lives. If you want to do this a little safer, you might disconnect the fuel pump and then fire it up and let it run the rail empty. But on the new injectors go just like so. They're right there. They plug in. They plug in. Yeah, I didn't get one of them in there right or something. Wonder what happened there. This one over here is just spraying fuel, it looks like. See if that helps. Maybe that was, I might have had them in there wrong. Something's not right with that one on the driver's side. For some reason that O-ring over there doesn't want to seal. Should have slid right in. They look to be the same size as the old ones. Give it a try. summary, basically the thing had a misfire, put a couple injectors in it, that fixed it. The diagnostics were, I unplugged the injectors one at a time in the cylinder that was misfiring. I took that injector out, banged it on the floor of the garage, put it back in. The thing fired up and ran smoothly for about, I don't know, a couple hours, then it went back to missing again. So, bottom line, 2 new Polaris injectors installed, and the thing's back to kind of purring like it's supposed to. Sounds good. Now, I will say this. I noticed when I was messing with it, the new injectors, the old injector O-rings felt tighter than so I put the old ones in. Anyway, it's not leaking, and I feel confident that it'll be fine like that. They are just O-rings, and they weren't hurt or damaged in any way, so I'm gonna call it good. Primal Handyman, over and out, another repair completed.